Here's the reason why I run, and it has nothing to do with my pace. What's up guys, welcome back to another video. And I've been thinking a lot about why I run, and it does not really have to do with going super fast or accomplishing all these goals. Now, on the outside, obviously, I'm currently trying to hit a big goal. I have paces that I want to hit. I want to do really cool things in the running space, but when I think about it, it's not exactly the reason why I love running. So I wanted to break that down for you today. I don't think I've ever really shared too much about why I run with you guys, so I thought it would be cool to dive into that. So a little history on the running. The only real reason I got into running was because of the pandemic. Like a lot of other people, prior to the pandemic, I was into strength conditioning, lifting weights, doing CrossFit, occasionally having running within those workouts, but I was never running just for fun or for any type of performance gains. Pandemic hits, I was one of the people that did not want to work out in front of the TV. I just couldn't do it, wasn't for me. So I got into running. And this is when I started running consistently. I started running 2-3 times a week. That went up to 3 to 4 times a week. And then slowly and surely I've moved up to where I am now, where I'm running 6 and eventually probably will be running 7 days a week. The reason why I've continued to run is not because of the accomplishments that I've had, but because of the potential that it's shown me that I have. And I think this is super important because combining these two things, having like external goals that can drive you forward. I would be lying if I said that like going for a sub 3 hour marathon or trying to PR my half marathon wasn't something that helps push me forward. But the real reason is that running was a great way to show me the potential that I have in my fitness, my performance, but also my life. So I'm gonna bust out my trusty whiteboard here. Now, before you guys start judging me for my terrible writing, my terrible drawing, I'm aware, I get it. This is just gonna help show you why running is important to me outside of just accomplishing external goals. And I think this can be replaced with anything, whether it be running, whether it be strength training, pursuing a new goal, activity, life, business. I think this idea translates across all of those things. And I call this the potential hump. And I think a far majority of people quit far too soon into the pursuit of what they're doing, and they never actually realize the potential that they have. Now, this portion here sometimes takes long periods of time. Sometimes it can be short, but a lot of times it's longer than what we expect. And so we maybe start running and we run for 3-4 months and we're moving along this and we're not making the progress that we hope to see, or it's hard, or you're tired, maybe get a little injury, and you end up quitting well before exposing yourself to the potential you have to grow. And I think if most people can get to this potential hump, it can truly show them what they're capable of, and that actually compounds a lot. For me, when I actually got to this potential hump, it really opened my eyes to what I was capable of doing in the running world for myself, right? I think everyone has their own goals. I'm never gonna be an Olympic athlete, but it really opened my mind that I was capable of more than I ever thought possible. And I think this time frame came for me probably about 2 years into my running, in September of 2022 when I ran the Georgina Marathon. I ran a 3:16. I never ever thought I would be able to run that fast. Like I ran a 3:29 in May before that, and that was so hard. I never thought that I'd be able to really improve from that point on, but I realized that if I committed to the training, I got through this period here, that I could reach a goal that I never thought possible. And once I hit that 3:16, it literally opened up my mind. And it doesn't guarantee that I'm gonna have all this success, but it's opened up to my mind that, hey, there's a possibility here that I can continue to improve as long as I'm staying consistent, I'm doing the work, and I'm showing up every day. And that's what's happened to me so far. I was able to then take that and do a 3:10, and then hopefully here in a couple weeks, I'm gonna do a sub 3 hour marathon. But that first potential hump, if we can get over it, that compounds and you never know what's possible. And for me going forward now, I believe that if I have a goal in mind and I want to accomplish it, that it is possible for me if I take the right trajectory to get there. And I think we miss out on all of this if we quit here. And I think a far majority of people end up quitting here and never realize the potential that they have for themselves, which just even realizing and opening your mind up to that potential, it can truly change your life. The other thing is, once you reach that hump, there's always going to be more humps along the way. Now, sometimes these humps are gonna take a lot longer, sometimes they're gonna be a lot shorter, and I would argue probably the more humps that you hit, the longer time it's gonna be between you making that next step up. And that's just the way that it goes when you're pushing yourself and you're pursuing something and you're doing harder things. The likelihood of failure actually increases more and more. But what you gain from overcoming this first hump is realizing that your failures actually really help you to learn how you can eventually get to the goal that you want to accomplish. So I know this isn't the most beautiful picture, but I think you guys get the point. And that really is the reason why I run. The reason why I run is I want to see what I'm capable of. I want to figure out what potential I have for myself. And so far, I've been constantly able to continue to push those boundaries. And I'm not saying that running has to be for everyone, but if you're tuning in this channel, you probably more than likely run. I think running is a great way to find out the potential of yourself and what you can do, because it's linear. It's very easy to wrap your head around going faster or pursuing a new PR. It takes time, it takes consistency, it takes showing up for years and years, not just like days and months. And you can learn a lot about yourself and how you operate and the actual potential that you have for running and for life by pursuing this activity. So I've been reflecting a little bit on that, and that is truly the reason why I run. And I look forward to continuing to have these external goals that push me forward, push me towards an aim. But really what I'm looking for is like, what am I capable of doing? Where is that line? Is there a line? Who knows? But that's what we're out to find out. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Was on my mind this week. No real running vlog or anything after my peak week last week, so I thought I'd share a little thought with you. Hopefully coming up, I'm gonna share a little bit about my taper and what tapering looks like for me, my mindset around the race, and then probably do a nice video on like all the nutrition that I have for leading into race day and race day, share that with you guys. So those are some of the things coming up. I am like 2 weeks out from the marathon at this point, which I'm stoked about, I'm nervous about. I'm getting to that point of like tapering where I don't know if I even have my legs or not, but I'm super excited to go into this next phase. I'm super excited to have you guys along the way. I really appreciate all the support. So if you can subscribe to the channel, if you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate that. If you give me a follow on Instagram, follow me on Strava. I post all my training there. I hope you guys are getting after it. I hope you're chasing your potential. I hope you're continuing to pursue through the challenges to get to that potential hump. And I hope that you guys are digging deep. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.